Hello, all, and welcome to the show. We would have been live a few minutes earlier, but I massively screwed up. Sorry, guys, I ruined your meeting chat room. Regardless, I am Chance Ellison. I'm your host, and welcome back to Full Metal 5. And this week, with the release of the Lego Movie 2, the second part, I have decided to once again really try the boundaries of my show and see how much torture I can take because we are doing the top 5 best animated movies of the 21st century so far. It's every animated movie 2000 and beyond. This is a killer topic, and I thankfully have a killer panel discussing with me today. So, uh, first up on my panel, he's the long-awaited return. This is his first appearance in 2019, I believe. His first appearance in quite some time. He gained a reputation here as the sidekick. It is Zach Ford. Zach, how you doing?
I'm good. I interpreted this subject as the best silent French or dialogueless French animated movies. So there may be a little bit of separation between our picks. But my short list of 23 dialogueless French movies will take me a long way. So I'm ready.
Okay, as long as they're in cartoon form, you can go off that list as long as you want. Next to him, I had to have a Caleb on this show. I think that's the law. And there was no way in hell I was bringing Coho back. So I got the second best thing, maybe the best thing. Caleb Boatman. Caleb, how you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good. In order to fill the void of Coho, I've got the red beanie on, so that
You're not filling the void. You're improving upon. So
okay,
that's expectations.
That's good. I'll throw out all the fandom Oscars questions right now. But yeah, so I'm feeling good, ready to talk about this. I've only been alive. I was only alive for like 2 months of the 20th century. So most of the animated movies I've seen are from the 21st. So I'm prepared to discuss this topic.
Where are you whenever I'm at the Collider offices? So I cannot be the youngest one. Regardless, next to him, someone who I know is a huge fan of the show. Always happy to have him on. It is Cody Newberry. Cody, how you doing?
I was good until this topic came up because I was like, "Oh, this will be fun. I have a lot of laughs in this." And I started looking, and I said, "Oh God, this is the worst thing we could have ever done." So yeah, I'm glad I didn't agree to a Caleb being on the show, but we have a Zach, so it's gonna really counteract the Caleb and Zach because Zach is a complete opposite of what Caleb version 2 is. So I'm excited for this, and hopefully all my picks get on.
Hey, I mean, I think if I had to pick a Caleb, I think I got the better of the two.
You did.
No offense, Coho, but slightly. And rounding out the panel, someone who hasn't been on the show in quite some time. Happy to have him back. Robert Parker. Robert, how you doing?
I'm great. Yeah, it's been a long time, but I'm happy to come back on this one. Like Cody, I was really excited for this. Then I realized how many dang movies there are that are brilliant, and it became very difficult. Also, I signed the contract to be on before Boatman was officially on, so a little bit upset about that. That I'm on.
Well, no, that you did. Everybody on the show signed a contract to be on before.
I wish I would have known.
Yeah, we needed to negotiate. If you would have stayed on, we just need some higher pay.
Yeah. But for real, as much as we give Coho shit, Coho cars will not be brought up today. I'm sorry.
No,
I hope.
Hopefully.
Is that how it's pronounced?
We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. So, this show, I claim to be where we curate a top 5 list right here, live for you. But really, this is the show where we nominate movies until we begrudgingly get to a top 7. That's pretty much what the show's become. But I love it, so I keep doing it. So what we do is we go in 3 different selection processes. The first one is finger. The first one is the nomination process. We're just going to go around and nominate a different animated movie from the 21st century until we get to a top 7. In order for a movie to make the top 7, it has to get 3/5 majority votes. So I'm going to start, and this is actually a tough one because, look, everybody knows Pixar's my brand. That's my jam. It's where I'm going to go first. And it's a question of, do I go with the one that I think for sure will get on, or the one that I'm not sure will get on, but I like more. So just in the interest of getting something on the list, I'm going to go with the one I think will. I think this is okay. It's a weird way to phrase it, but if I'm not going with my first, I think I'll argue this as the best Pixar movie of the 21st century. And I'm going with 2007's Wall-E. I believe it's 2007, right?
2008.
I got the date wrong?
8.
2008?
2004.
Oh, wow. Everyone's throwing I did. Look, the point is, I'm going with Wall-E.
1974. Sorry.
1939. I think Wall-E is a unique experiment in the Pixar library. I think it's a bold choice to have a movie where an animated movie intended for like kids and families, where the first hour is almost completely silent. You don't have any like major characters who talk a ton. I think it's beautifully animated. I think the score is awesome. I think it has a great message behind it, and I think this is definitely one of the top highlights of Pixar's illustrious repertoire. So I could go on about Wall-E for a long time. I have a feeling other people on this panel will do that for me. So Wall-E is up for top 7. I'm gonna go to Zach first.
Yeah, thanks for making my decisions easier. But yeah, Wall-E is one of the most beautiful first hours of film ever created, and it's like opened up, at least in my eyes, the what the possibility of animated film can do. And also, I feel like in that, I was talking about when people were getting hyped again about SpongeBob after the passing of its creator and during the Super Bowl with the rumors of being played. SpongeBob, I also kind of think ruined cartoons and ruined animated movies. Like it's really great, but it made it very humor-based, and people started to treat children like they had zero patience and they had to be joke after joke after joke. And Wall-E reminded, I feel like, people that children are smarter and more patient and can have, some artfulness in the movies that they can be captured by and could capture their imaginations. And I'm glad that Wall-E existed to bring that back and to class up animated films. So Wall-E for sure, yes.
Only person I know who could somehow tie SpongeBob into Wall-E. So that's one vote to let Wall-E on the list. Gonna go to Little Boat. Caleb, Wall-E.
I'm actually gonna say no here. I really do enjoy Wall-E.
And I immediately regret bringing you on.
Coho, where are you?
I really do enjoy Wall-E. I think the first hour is a masterpiece. That kind of silent, more visual-based storytelling, really great. Then kind of once Wall-E gets on the ship, I find that the movie kind of falters for me. It's still solid, but it's not quite as good as that first hour. And I think when we're talking about a topic with as many great movies as this topic has, I think I can't quite let it on yet. Maybe if we would have eliminated some other movies first, then maybe, but I've got to give it a no.
Wow. So usually the thing is, like, if it gets brought up earlier, has better chance of getting on. First we brought up, we should have been
Yeah, there's
later.
usually 20
Well, there are
minutes
just
in a row
so
when
many
there's
other
stuff.
movies that I want to get on there
Regardless,
over Wall-E.
one yes, one no for Wall. I'm going to go to Cody next.
You said an interesting word, experiment, and that's what I think of when I think of Wall-E. I don't gravitate towards this movie like a lot of people do. This movie is beautiful, I agree, but it's not the best Pixar movie. It's kind of like Up for me. Up starts super strong and then goes into a direction that I'm not a fan of. Same thing with Wall-E. I don't enjoy the ending as much as the beginning for me, so I would give it a no vote.
I also define Cody as an experiment, and I think it's time to start a second test.
Wow. All right, we're deadlocked 2-2. So Robert, it's up to you. Wall-E, does it make top 7?
This is the
I
best insult ever got.
love that my first act back in so long. I love that I'm the one to break this tie because I'm also gonna say no.
What the fuck?
It's gonna be a long fucking show.
So here's the thing: for the same reasons that Cody and Caleb said, this category is so broad. I cannot let on a movie that I like and don't love. And I think that the second half of this movie is very in your face about, hey, humans suck. And I don't really like that repetitive theme over and over and over and over for an hour. Zach, I'm sorry. But I
You're
have
doing
to
a
say
really
no.
good facial impression to match the robot. I can give him full credit.
Okay, wow. What the fuck? Okay.
I'm gonna
so-
keep him here Just to remind you of your regrets.
I'm sorry, guys, but no.
All right, fine. No. Show goes on. Wally does not make top 7, and I'm regretting not going. Well, I might not get on either, but I'll try it later. Either way, we are to the next nomination, and Robert, since you broke the tie last time, I'm going to go to you first.
Okay, the Pixar film you should have brought up is Coco. Coco is a literal. It is. You guys were talking about WALL-E makes you feel like that. Zach said that it makes him realize the potential of animated filmmaking. Coco does that for me. The visuals are absolutely stunning. The music is heart-wrenching and captivating and ties in with the plot. The plot is extremely tight-knit. It's a diverse cast. The storytelling is fantastic. Miguel is an extremely likable and relatable character. Everything makes this one of Pixar's best, and I think this is the one that deserves the first spot on.
I'm not sure how diverse the cast you're talking about. I mean, everyone's Latino, so it's not really diverse. You know?
Asterisk, non-white.
So that diverse, non-white, same thing now. I get it.
I misspoke.
All right, so Coco's on the table, so I'm gonna go to me first, and yeah, I'm going towards no. And not that I don't like
You're
Coco, I love that
insane.
movie, but there are take a count. It's like 1, 2, 6, 7, 8
That's not how you
movies
count.
I put on this list before I put
Coming
on
from the
Coco.
guy that brought up WALL-E, get off the floor.
Wally's fucking great, Cody.
Oh,
And
it's a great painting.
I'm regretting.
There's more to go
Okay.
with.
Either way, Coco gets a no from me. So
Wow.
since Cody can't seem to shut his mouth, I'm gonna go to him next.
Hell yes, this movie makes it. I absolutely enjoy this movie from start to finish. It was one that the trailers didn't really grab me, but once I watched it, I was like, holy crap. This is one of the most beautiful Pixar movies that came out since they started. So Coco is a hell yes for me.
All right, so that's 1 yes, 1 no. I'm gonna go to Zach next. Zach, Coco.
This is ridiculous, and I'm questioning everyone around the show. Just the fact that this is seen as some of the most beautiful animation after you just denied WALL-E for only liking it. Coco is probably my 9th-ish, maybe 10th best Pixar movie of the decade of the century. And I think it largely comes down to the characters. I feel like do not capture my imagination, my heart, as much as other Pixar characters have been able to do. I find the supporting characters mostly kind of irritating and very unlikable. And the lead character just kind of sits fairly flat. He's also an ass to his family and doesn't fully learn his lesson to not be an ass. He could have been a little like saying his point of view without sliding behind closed doors playing music. Guitar does not come before family, ass face. Either way,
Wow.
it's also just not quite as funny as some of the other ones, other than Death by Bell, which is always hilarious, but maybe not fully intentionally hilarious.
Yeah, WALL-E's not funny either.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
No, it's not.
All right, look.
Healed
So,
hands.
first
Like,
of
Coco
all,
had me
uh,
hooked, completely
first of all, we
captured
had
by
Zach call
the. No, I'm
cartoon
looking up
character
Zach's.
in
I'm looking up Zach's review on Letterboxd. Coco had me hooked, completely captured by the stunning visuals, world.
I've seen it.
And
I've
the
seen it
loving light
recently.
it shines on this culture and characters.
That's the first time. I resaw it
That's
the
all I'm
second time, by
saying.
the way.
That's all I'm saying. Follow the
I only saw, no, the best characters are the colorful animals.
Yeah, those ninth best, but that review doesn't say
all
that.
right, hold on.
It's a
All right,
4-star
look.
review.
It is
Look,
a 4-star review. That's
We
true.
can talk
It's
about
not 5-star.
Zach Letterboxd all day and all night, but we got to keep going with the show. Which means 2-2 split. So Caleb, now you have to break it.
Okay.
Does it make top 7?
I really, really, really do like Coco. That being said,
Thank you.
I can't quite give it. There are just I can't put that into the top 7 at this point yet because there are there are a couple things, like, I think some of the characters aren't quite as dynamic as a lot of the other Pixar movies. Another problem that I have with it is I feel like a lot of it feels a little derivative of other Pixar movies. You know, you kind of got that family doesn't want person to do something, person finds out they're really good at it, like kind of like the Ratatouille plot where the follow your dreams, kind of like that. And then that ending with Ernesto de la Cruz and him kind of being revealed as this total jerk feels straight ripped out of Monsters, Inc. The scene where Waternoose is on camera and everybody's looking at it. Just a lot of it felt a little derivative of a lot of Pixar movies. I still do really, really enjoy Coco and really like it, but I just can't quite give it top 7.
I want Coho.
Oh no, don't say things you can't take back.
I'm tweeting,
what Cars 3 on this?
I'm tweeting Coco. I'm tweeting Coho right now. I'm literally
I'm
tweeting Coho
suspecting
right now.
Caleb to be one of those. It's not on my top 7, so I can't say yes at type person.
All
I
right,
do approve
so
of your choice.
so that's it. Coco is also shut out of top 7. Oh boy. All right, Caleb, you're up.
Okay. Well, now I feel like I'm just gonna get a no because they all hate me. But I'm going with what not only do I think is the best animated movie of the 21st century, I also think it's the best animated movie of all time. It is Hayao Miyazaki's Spirited Away. I love this film. It is like, it's basically if Miyazaki did Alice in Wonderland, and the emotions of this film, the visuals, the characters, everything, the whole world just feels so fleshed out. I love this movie so much. It would be on my top 10 movies of all time. I just love everything about this movie. It's just such an amazing film. Great Studio Ghibli film. Love it.
Well, first of all, let me just say, Robert was not kidding. I literally got a notification that he tweeted Coho, and I'm attached to it. So, regardless, Spirited Away is up for top 7. So I'm going to go to Robert first.
All right, this one's really tough. I like this movie a lot, but personally, I don't think it is. It wasn't in my top 10. At this point in time, I don't think I can say yes to it. There was a different Ghibli in my top 10, but it wasn't Spirited Away. It is a very good movie, but I think there are better stories told in animated form that deserve the spots a little bit more. So I'm going to say no.
So that's 1 no for Robert. So I'm gonna go for me next. I'm very much on the record as not being a big fan of anime. I am just not. However, I do have a soft spot for Miyazaki. There were 2 or 3 Miyazaki films I agreed to say yes to, and this is one of them because Spirited Away I think is fantastic. I'm not ready to crown it, the GOAT of animation, because I do think there are some better animated movies, but I think on merit, and I think on imagination, animation, writing, I think it warrants a top 7 nomination. So I'll give it a yes. I'm gonna go to Zach.
Yeah. So it's making, once again, I'm going to be able to really just throw out some weirder options later because we're getting my favorites and more obvious choice out of the way, because this is one of my 15 favorite movies of all time. Holds a real special place in my heart. That kind of makes it maybe a little unfair because it's I tell my mom her best parenting moment ever. I got into a fight when I was 13, or what year was it? 2003 it came out.
Yeah.
So
2002, 2000. It was like,
I was in 8th grade, and I'm a badass. So I get into fights, and I beat shit out of people, and then I cry terribly afterwards, and I could not console myself. And my mom eventually did punish me, but at that moment, took me to see Spirited Away to help me kind of get over all the middle school pain, and I was able to really be captured by this some of the best world creation I think has been done, and it's one of the ones on the list I'm always looking forward to most re-exploring, and I'm hoping to see it soon. I'm going to get a Spirited Away beer glass from my local movie theater so I can rub it on all your faces.
So is that a yes?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Why not?
Because all I got from that is that Zach needs to beat people up, and then Spirited Away taught him not to. So
don't fuck with me.
At long last, Spirited Away is the first movie to make the top 7. Good job, Caleb. And Cody, you didn't get a vote. What would you have said?
No. It's really weird when you said best animated movie of all time and you did not say. You said Spirited Away, which I think you meant Lion King, but that's okay. So yeah, I think it's good. I this is the one before going on. I knew exactly with the people that we had on, we're going to say this one. This is like one of those people love it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I get it. So yeah.
All right. So Cody, you get to nominate something you are a huge fan of because it is your nomination, sir.
Well, how we're going, it's not going to be a pretty discussion. So, but I'm going with a movie that is actually, I think, super underrated from Disney. We brought it even up on the Rankum episode with Malcolm about snubs, and I'm bringing up Tangled. I think Tangled overall as like a world building movie with songs and great villain and just it's one of the most. It's in my personal top 10 of Disney. I think Tangled climbs the list more and more every time I watch it because it has such great characters and such great music attached to it. So yeah, Tangled is my nomination.
All right, so Tangled is up for top 7. Gonna go to Caleb first.
Cody, you're gonna hate me again.
What a shock! Let's just keep bringing those indie anime movies. Woo! That's what we want to hear. Go ahead, Toho.
Here's the thing. I think Tangled's a good movie, but it doesn't really hit me that much. I don't really find myself having much desire to come back to it again and again. As far as like these Disney, fairy tales go, this is one that I think is solid. It's a good movie. I don't have many complaints, but none of it really stands out as like amazing for me anyway. Rapunzel's solid. Flynn Rider's solid. Everybody in that movie's solid, but nobody for me really hits me as like these great characters in this great world. Everything's kind of fine. So I think the movie's good, but yeah, no. I can't put it on as one of the best of the 21st century.
Oh boy. Okay. So I'm gonna go to me next. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go to Robert next this time.
This is my second favorite Disney movie of all time. This is.
You were 5 when it came out.
Oh no, that's not true at all. I was 12. No, I love this movie. I think Boatman is insane when he says nothing is standout. The I see the light scene, the lantern scene is stunning. The storytelling has never been better for Disney in the 2010s. I'm not going to speak to the 2000s as of right now, but as far as the 2010s, I think this is the best crafted princess movie because it does not this is the most independent princess that Disney has ever put out. I think the music is incredible. I think Pascal as a side character is the best sidekick of any Disney movie ever. I absolutely, yes.
All right. So the story of all show. So that is 1 yes, 1 no for Tangled. Gonna go to me next. And I like Tangled a lot. It's actually a movie that I forgot how much I liked it until I revisited it fairly recently. The story's great. The action's great. The story especially, probably one of the better crafted Disney stories in recent memory. That was part of the genesis of the whole new Disney Renaissance. However, I think that's led to better movies since then. So once again, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna give you a 2-2 split. I'm gonna go to Zach for his deciding vote.
I don't get to be this person that often. Not the deciding vote, but the person who never seen it. It came out when I was
Really?
in college, walking around with a mustache and just being an utter douchebag.
And now you've got a full beard.
The normal college life. I had a mustache for like a day, so this is an exaggerated story. Either way, I just didn't see Tangled then, and I never really felt like it was important enough. I think it is the only Disney movie I have never seen. And for some reason, it's just hard for me to feel like I need to. So, fuck you, Rapunzel, Mandy Moore.
Okay. Wow.
We're never gonna get a
I
Mandy
do
Moore
want
was
to
one of my
counter. I do
first
want to counter
crushes,
of
though.
Zach's insult to cartoon. So either way, Tangled does not make top 7.
Jesus.
And Zach, we get to go to you for your last nomination.
My last time ever on
Not
the
your
show.
last nomination, your first nomination.
I feel like this is very predictable. I think this has been my first nomination. 90% of the shows I have been on, no matter the topic, best biopic should definitely be Fantastic Mr. Fox. Fantastic Mr. Fox, one of the funniest movies to me. I can laugh my way throughout it every time I watch it. It is my favorite Wes Anderson movie. He's one of my favorite directors. I'm also a huge Roald Dahl person. Too bad BFG's live action, because I would throw that on there. 10 out of 10, BFG. I said it.
I mean, that girl made love in
Are you gonna
CGI.
unzip into Caleb Coho?
Roald Dahl is a very easy thing for me to like, and it's really fun to see Noah Baumbach do his spin on it. Kind of really get rid of a lot of the Roald Dahlness of it, but really show that he has a knack for the stop motion, and that fits his style perfectly. But I don't rewatch movies barely ever, and I've seen Fantastic Mr. Fox like 7 times, so it's a big deal to my life. I'm gonna make my newborn child watch it right out of the room, just to develop their sense of humor to be better than Cody.
Just put a TV show about Fantastic Mr. Fox right between your wife's legs.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't want them to have dumb,
Fantastic
shitty
Mr.
SpongeBob
Fox.
humor. We're gonna have some witty Fantastic Mr. Fox humor in this
Oh
child.
boy! Hooray! Can't wait to meet that kid. So Fantastic Mr. Fox is up for top 7. Gonna go to Cody for his no first.
Oh, hell no. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm glad you joined the show to waste a pick, because good Lord, no.
I'm wasting a lot of
Actually-
picks in the future.
Actually,
Be ready.
it's probably not a wasted pick, because guess what? I bet Caleb Boatman goes to bed to Fantastic Mr. Fox all the time, because the characters are really great and overdeveloped, and I love every bit of it. No, didn't even make my short list. Wouldn't even make my long list. I don't like this movie. I don't like Wes Anderson.
You're embarrassing yourself by loving Tangled and then saying this is a ridiculous choice.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't fit into the community of the elitist of those lovely films that Wall-E and Fantastic Mr. Fox are. No thanks. I'll have fun with my animated movies, not with Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh, okay. So there's that. I'm gonna go to Caleb next.
I think it's really great, and the characters are well developed. And actually, I legitimately do. I love this movie. I love this movie. I love Wes Anderson, and I think this is one of his best movies. I think George Clooney is perfect as the voice. All the other voice actors are absolutely amazing in this movie. The movie looks beautiful. I mean, much like every Wes Anderson movie, but this movie the colors are gorgeous. I love everything about this movie. Definitely one of my favorite animated movies of all time. I absolutely love it. Definitely a yes from me.
All right, so that's 1 no, 1 yes. I shudder to figure out where it's gonna go. Robert, you're not your vote.
I don't want to waste a whole bunch of time. I'm just gonna say no, and we'll move on.
Boo!
Cody and
2-2.
Robert are on a different show.
2-2 going to
you
me.
and Boatman should go on an island together, because you guys are a perfect tag team. I'll tell you right now.
If you had
I'll
Coho
go.
on here, you would have gotten all your choices in. So you need to stop trashing
You're right.
him.
I wish Coho was here.
She hasn't responded to my tweet yet.
So here we go. If we need a sub out, I'll definitely put Coho in here. But either way, going to me, I do like the movie quite a bit. I wouldn't put it top 7. So sorry, Zach, but Mr. Fox does not make top 7.
Freaking justice, finally.
All right.
Zach, I love you.
Show's
So now
gonna
I'm going.
You're a handsome man.
Going to me next, and man, well, there's only one movie on the top 7 so far. So I have a decision to make. Do I want to go with something that has a chance of getting on, or do I want to continue to throw movies out? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to go with my throw out pick because I have a feeling it's not going to make it on. I'm gonna head back to the Pixar well and throw up another Pixar movie from the 2000s. And I'm going to go with one that will hopefully make the list. I'm gonna throw out Finding Nemo. Like Finding Nemo is look, Pixar notoriously did not use a lot of human characters in the earlier films because they were harder to animate. You know what else is hard to animate? Water. You know what they really got the animation down on? Water. This is a really lush, really colorful, and also really interesting portrayal of the ocean. Like it's not all like fun under the sea garbage. Like they do the underside of the ocean very well. There's a lot of memorable characters, a lot of memorable jokes, and it has a ton of heart. Like the whole relationship between Marlin and Nemo is just absolutely fantastic. There's so much great I could say about Finding Nemo that hopefully will be echoed by this lovely panel I have in front of me today. So Finding Nemo is up for top 7. Gonna go to Zach first.
Yeah, I think Finding Nemo is possibly the funniest Pixar movie that they have created, and it holds up real well. And so I'm just we need more Albert Brooks in our lives as well, as much as we can. So I'm a yes.
Okay, all right. So that's one down.
Keeping it short. This show's gonna be 5 hours if I don't.
That's true. Gonna go to Caleb next.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to be the guy that says no to Finding Nemo. I love this movie. This is a really fun movie. The characters all great. Pretty much every one of these characters is memorable. Dory, Marlin, Crush, everybody in that movie is great. Willem Dafoe as Gil is like a genuinely like amazing voice performance that nobody ever talks about. I really enjoy Finding Nemo. I think it's a really fun Pixar movie. Yeah, definitely gets a yes from me.
Oh, thank Christ. Okay, Finding Nemo makes top 7. Cody, Robert, you guys can give votes. So, Cody, what would you have said?
Characters are a little underdeveloped, and I don't really gravitate towards them often, but I would have said yes, because I'm not an actor.
Oh, thank God. All right, and Robert, would have been a clean sweep?
Yeah, this is a movie that holds a very special place in my heart. This is the first movie that I have memories of seeing in the theater. I saw a few before this, but this is the first movie that I have memories of going to the theater to watch, so absolutely.
All right, awesome. So that's it. Clean sweep Finding Nemo. We got a Pixar one on, folks. Yay. All right, Robert.
5 more to go.
I am not going to go to the Pixar well. I'm going to go to the DreamWorks well. And I'm going to nominate what I believe to be the best told story that DreamWorks has ever put out. The best story, the best screenplay, the best animation, and that's How to Train Your Dragon. I think How to Train Your Dragon is holistically unique. I think every character stands on their own. And I think the score by John Powell, for which he was nominated, is incredible. Everything about this movie is perfect. The relationship between Hiccup and Toothless is so pure. The relationship between Hiccup and Astrid, everything that Hiccup has to balance as a character is relatable. And I think How to Train Your Dragon is DreamWorks' best. So yeah.
All right, so we got How to Train Your Dragon up for top 7. Gonna go to me first, and I said choose wisely for DreamWorks, and you chose very wisely. I agree. I do think this is DreamWorks' best movie by a fairly decent margin. Not like it's not like huge, but I do think it beats out all the movies by a pretty good margin. I also watched it again the other day. It's fantastic. Had the misfortune of coming out the same year as Toy Story 3, which I think is the best superior film, but will never get on this list. So I would definitely say yes to How to Train Your Dragon. I'm gonna go to Cody, who didn't get a vote last time.
This movie is an absolute yes. How to Train Your Dragon actually has a unique situation that they could literally be considered the best animated trilogy of all time, if their third one is as successful as the other two. This movie is, I had to just rewatch it because I have a match coming up, which is one of the categories, and I liked it way more this time than I did the last time, and that's saying so because I think this movie is a brilliant story, and they do it so well.
All right, so that's it. How to Train Your Dragon is the third movie to make top 7. Caleb, Zach, you guys didn't get votes. So, Zach, what would you say about How to Train Your Dragon?
I need to start my own Full Metal 5 with only people that wear sweaters and have bald spots on the front of their heads. So we can, because really like How to Train Your Dragon, and I'm going to rewatch it soon before I make my like best of decades list. And I love the character creation. But DreamWorks in general, I'm just telling you now, there's no DreamWorks on my like 25 movie short list because I'm looking at my list, and 95% of them are like very innovative and unique special movies. Moving the form of animation forward, and I feel like they're just living in what animation has done for 60 years. They're doing it well, but it's just not captivating my imagination in a new, unexpected way. It's also the shittiest title. That's not something to hold against the movie, but it's a horrible title. They named it something better. Yeah. If you saw like How to Train Your Dog and that's the name of a dog movie, you're like, fuck that. They could have done better. That's his goal.
But better title. Dragons, Vikings. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
All right. So Caleb, what would you say about How to Train Your Dragon?
I really enjoy this movie. I think the sequel is better. I think the sequel is the superior movie. I would have given a yes to the sequel, which maybe the sequel might be brought up. I really like How to Train Your Dragon 2. I think How to Train Your Dragon's a great movie. Doesn't quite hit me like the sequel does. So, no. And I just like making Cody mad now at this point.
The characters that were developed in the first one, I just like them when they talk about it in the second one.
No, I think the second one has more drama there. I think there's just more that hits me. I think the first one gets a little.
You probably were at the right age when the second one came out. You were probably a little young for the first one. I get it.
I was 10 when the first one came out.
We're not here to debate age. We're here to yell until something gets on the list. So, Caleb, we're going to you.
Okay, I'm going with my favorite Pixar movie. This is a movie that some people either really, really love or think, it's okay. This is the actual Pixar movie from 2007, Ratatouille.
Evan DeGraff, is that you?
I love Ratatouille, guys. This Patton Oswalt is perfect in the voice performance and doesn't get enough credit for being perfect in this movie. I love just the entire story scope of it. I think it's kind of the more like artistic, more talky kind of art house version of a Pixar movie, and I really appreciate it for that. I think this is one of my favorite Pixar movies. What it says about criticism, what it says about art, what it says about dreams, everything. This movie has so much to say. And Peter O'Toole's Anton Ego, especially his monologue at the end of that movie, absolutely perfect.
All right, so Ratatouille is up for top 7. I'm going to go to Robert first this time.
There are at least 2 or 3 other Pixar movies I would rather have in these. Keep in mind, we only have 7 spots.
Sure.
3 of them are filled. I like this movie a lot. It was in my top 15, but did not make my top 10. And there are other Pixar movies that I think tell more interesting and captivating stories to me over Ratatouille. I agree with everything you said. Everything you said is absolutely correct. But I think this is less captivating to me personally than other ones I have in my list, so I have to say no.
Fair enough.
All right, so that is 1 no. I'm gonna go to me next. Actually, I'm gonna go to Zach next.
The extreme admiration for a couple people in our group for Ratatouille has always been kind of perplexing to me compared to other Pixars around that time, and realizing it. What Caleb and Caleb Coho have in common is they're both born around 1999, 2000, so they're 7 or 8 years old when Ratatouille comes out, and so the kind of dumbness that Ratatouille has won't affect them that much. And then they put this on because there's a lot of good things about Ratatouille, and I think the critics stuff near the end is some of the best, I think, work they did. It's a good ending. It's also really stupid, guys. The gimmick of the rat pulling the hair to create the body seems like they brainstormed 1,000 ideas and could not come up with anything that made sense. So they just went with something slapsticky because it is a ridiculous invention that pulls me out of it every time. And specific motions to find the rotations, how's yanking the same hair do the thousands of different movements? But also that's don't pull my hair. I don't have a lot left. I need it there.
So I believe that's 2 no's for Ratatouille,
No.
if I'm mistaken?
No.
That's what I thought. Okay. So that's 2 no's for Ratatouille, and yeah, I'm just going to put the nail in the coffin on this one. I like Ratatouille quite a bit, but I'm going off my list. If I didn't get like Coco on, I'm not letting Ratatouille on. There are about 4 Pixar movies I put on this list before. Not that I'm opposed to having another Pixar movie on this list, but there are 4 I'd rather have on the Ratatouille. So, yeah. Same thing with Zach. I'm perplexed by the love of Ratatouille that is just emanating from people we know. Like it's a weird pick, but
Like
yeah,
right around the time of Wall-E and Up, it's just like nowhere near it.
yeah, exactly. So Ratatouille get to know, and that seals it. Ratatouille does not make top 7. Cody, what would you have said?
Okay, I'll stop you right there. Ratatouille is better than the last 2 movies that Zach brought up. I will tell you that.
That is incorrect.
Those talking dogs were just amazing and up after those first 8 minutes. I would say no, because I think these characters. I think there's like 3 strong characters, and the rest really bland. For me, I think like the score is really strong in Ratatouille. That helps drive the motions and stuff. But it's like I never like fell in love with the movie like I was about to say it before Zach did. I was like, Coho. I'm glad to see you showed up, because this would have been a Coho pick for 100% reason. It's just, there's a lot of people in this community that really think Ratatouille is like the best Pixar movie, and I think best, it's probably top 8 of Pixar. Like it's in the middle, so it wouldn't be my top, not near at all. I don't care about the hair pulling. I don't think that would. It's an animated movie. I analyze the situation that much, Zach. You need to have a little more fun in your animated movies.
You picked a movie with a talking
an animated movie. It's just not entertaining enough.
Yeah, I agree with Zach.
Pixar has been smarter than that for everything else they have done.
I agree.
All right, well, Cody, going to you next.
Oh, here we go. Okay. I'm going to go with DreamWorks as well. I'm going Shrek 2. I absolutely love Shrek 2. I think it's better than Shrek 1 by miles. They take the story of what Shrek 1 was and elevated it and left the bar so high that the following sequels could never caught up to it and make it even close, because they had to do it. Shrek 2 has a nice balance of ridiculous, but works well for it, and it sparked it in the wrong direction for the rest of it and killed it. But Shrek 2, I still think considers one of the best animated sequels of all time. Those characters are so fun in that movie, and I think it definitely is one of the best ones of the 21st century.
All right, so Shrek 2 is up for top 7. I'm going to go to Caleb first.
Oh, man. I love Shrek 2. I really do. And you know what?
How much do you love these movies if you keep saying no to them?
Wait, you didn't let me finish. I was going to say yes.
Okay.
I know, but you say love.
You to be fair, every time you said no, you started off like, man, I really like this movie.
Caleb, they're bringing dicks to you. Say no to spite them. Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of want to.
No.
That's fine.
But I'm going to say yes, because Shrek 2 is one of the funniest animated movies ever made. It is legitimately hilarious. And I was hesitant because I wouldn't put it on my top 7, but I think there are some movies on my top 7 that have no chance of making the list. So I am going to say yes to Shrek 2, because this movie, everything about this movie is hilarious. This is legitimately one of my favorite comedies. So yeah, Shrek 2 does make the list.
All right, so that's one yes for Shrek 2. I'm going to go to Robert next.
Yeah, I actually am going to put this one on as well. I agree. I think Shrek 2 is the best Shrek movie. And Zach is going to spite us all because he doesn't like humor in his animated films. He thinks Shrek 2 is on a level of SpongeBob. But I think that of the DreamWorks ones, one of the 2 How to Train Your Dragons and Shrek 2, those are the 3 that I think had a chance. And I'm glad that these 2 are ones that got on.
All right, so that seals it. Shrek 2 makes top 7. Zach, you and I didn't get votes. I probably would have edged towards not, even though I do like Shrek 2 a lot. Zach, what? I know what you would have said, so I'll give you a little second to rant.
So I haven't seen them in a while because I never fully cared. I feel I'm gonna also drop some hints on if you nominate these in the future. I feel about the Shrek movies similar to how I feel about the Lego movies, which is like they age poorly the like day after you see them. Like they're entertaining, they're fun where they are, but the humor is so of the moment and of the culture and the way they're talking that like 10 years later we've moved on and got smarter than this. Also, fucking Shrek as a character himself is not funny. Like he's just gross. He's like, I guess he's funny if you like Jim Carrey and you have no level of intelligence. I know he's not Jim Carrey, it's the same kind of mindless humor and kind of just gross out humor. There's funny things in Shrek happening around, but the character of Shrek does nothing for me.
Can I retroactively give a no to Fantastic Mr. Fox?
Sure. Didn't make the list, but why not? Go ahead.
Didn't make it anyway.
Okay,
He
I know.
like the polite Clint Eastwood from Gran Torino. Get the hell off my lawn. He is going to be so pissed at everybody in his neighborhood when he's 65.
There's great movies for kids and don't treat them like they're dum-dums. They don't like have to make a fucking burping in a swamp joke to think you need a laugh.
That's not the whole movie.
All right.
You sure must hate Ice Age.
Whole movie.
All right, Zach, you get to give your next nomination.
Yeah, I'm throwing away my fucking picks, and I'm just going with things I love so I can talk about, because I'd be amazed if you guys who only watch movies aimed for 5-year-olds and effective for nobody. And so I'm going to go with another stop motion because I'm a real sucker for stop motion, and it's not a kid's movie. This is a very dry and hilarious.
I know where you're going.
Tragic movies, and it's Mary and Max.
Oh, never mind. I didn't know where you were going.
So Mary and Max, which has Tony Collette doing Australian accent, you don't hear that much, and Philip Seymour Hoffman playing a person. I don't think they say, but he definitely is suffering. He is on the spectrum at some level, kind of living by himself in Brooklyn, and they're kind of building a pen pal relationship, and a lot of it's told through letters. And it has a lot of tragedy to it, while also maintaining this great, delightful humor and great chemistry between these two. Because Toni Collette's actually voicing a little girl, so it's a odd kind of coupling of chemistry of people finding each other through letters and finding a connection to their soul. So it's a lovely movie, and if you haven't seen it, and you like other movies that I said yes and don't like the movies I said no to, then you should watch Mary and Max.
All right, so Mary and Max is up for top. Honestly, not where I thought you were going. I thought you were going with another adult-oriented stop motion animation. Regardless, Mary and Max is up for top 7. I'm going to go to Cody first.
Hell no. I don't even know what this movie is. I've never seen it. And it doesn't sound like something I would watch. Get off my lawn.
I want to say real fast, the YouTube comments are saying I have no soul when I'm probably picking the movies that have the most soul of all of them. So,
yeah, not gonna disagree. But either way, gonna go to Caleb next.
Yeah, Zach, I'm probably your only hope for this movie getting a yes, as the only person that gave a yes to Isle of Dogs. I have not yet seen this. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Excuse me, got my Wes Anderson stop motion animated movies mixed up. But yeah, I've not seen Mary and Max. I need to see Mary and Max. I've heard it's amazing. I have not gotten around to seeing it, so I got to give it a no based on that.
All right, so that's 2 no's. I believe it's gonna put the nail in it. Roberts, Mary and Max does make top 7.
I have heard of this movie. I literally just put it on my watch list on Letterboxd, literally just now. But I will have to say no. But also, I just want to point out that I do actually really like that Zach comes on here and like widens our film scope. Even if the movie doesn't make it on, I do actually really like that. And Cody just fart noised at me, so I'll shut up.
Okay.
It's funny.
So that's it. Mary Max did not make top 7. I will speak just because I'm the only one on this panel other than Zach who has seen Mary and Max. It is a great movie. And just because it doesn't matter, Zach, I'll give you a yes. Just because nobody else has the ability to.
In your pity compliments, at least Cody's owning is he could care shit about me.
Yeah, so Mary Max gets 1 yes from me. It is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Fantastic. So that's it. Going to me next. We're on our third rotation. We have 4 movies on the top 7 so far. Ooh, this is actually really tough. And I'm gonna keep us in that stop motion field. I'm gonna go with a movie that actually turned 10 years old today. I'm going with Coraline. Laika has given us some of the best work in stop motion animation in recent years. Granted, they're the only ones doing it, mostly because they're owned by the guy of the Sun who owns Nike. But mostly because it's wildly expensive to do it, so he has money to spare. But yeah, I think Laika is a great animation studio. I still think Coraline is the best work they've done. Not that I haven't liked their other work, but I think Coraline stands apart. It has a great visual style to it. It has some great voice acting. It has some really phenomenal stop motion animation done to it, and I think it's also a great journey for the anime character of Coraline. You see her go through a lot of growth. You see her go through a really great arc. So I think it should be on top 7 if we're gonna put Laika one on. So that's my bid. I'm gonna go to Zach first.
Well, my favorite Laika movie, which I was probably going to bring up in another wasted pick, has no chance because it's usually people's.
It's the Box Trolls, isn't it?
It's Box Trolls. I watched Box Trolls twice in a row.
I fucking do it.
It's great. But I actually I like Coraline a lot, and I just like WALL-E. I liked its boldness and trusting kids to be able to go on an adventure that's slightly scary and test their boundaries out. And it's a great, another great world creation. Some really truly frightening characters within the other world with Other Mother, and the button idea is brilliant. So Neil Gaiman's really good at coming up with these twisted but also kind of like age appropriate fantasy ideas. But yeah, Coraline is a yes for me. I love it.
I completely forgot Neil Gaiman wrote the book. Another reason to put it on the top 7. Yeah. I'm gonna go to Caleb next.
I'll admit, I have yet to see Coraline.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I never got around to it. It came out when this is kind of a funny story. It came out when I was 9, and my mom did not let me see it because she thought it looked creepy. True story. I was 9 and I was not allowed to see it when I was 9. Right, and then I just never saw it after.
Zach, things might be going south for us right now, so yeah, I'm gonna go to Cody for what I suspect is a no.
There's not enough DreamWorks movies on our list yet, so.
Yeah, so no.
Yep.
10 years, age, I guess okay. Just never. I saw it once and I was like, that's what it was. Sorry, no thanks.
All right. Well, yeah, Roberts, it's up to you.
You picked the wrong Laika movie, man.
Damn it.
You should have gone Kubo. But
we still got time.
So that's true. So somebody bring up Kubo. But no, I like Coraline. I do like how it was just kind of out there. It took risks. But I think Laika has done much better in their movies following up to Coraline. They keep improving every time they make a movie. So I gotta say no.
All right. Wow. Okay. So. Well, except for Box Trolls, where they take a step backwards.
By the way, when I can take advantage of my child next year for Halloween, can make them whatever I want, my family's going as Box Trolls, putting that baby in the box.
Man, your kid's not gonna like you. But going to it'll be such great irony if his kid grows up to be like a massive Michael Bay fan. I think that'd be hilarious. All right, Robert, going to you for your next nomination.
All right, I think it's time to whip out the big one.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, you heard it right. All right. This is this is probably the most well-known animated film ever, and it's called Anomalisa. This is Anomalisa is.
This is the big
perfect one? No, that was the joke, Chance. Anomalisa. Yeah, I know. Anomalisa is a perfect exemplification of the kind of stories that can be told with animation that cannot be told with live action. This is a movie that was nominated for Best Animated Feature. It lost because more people saw which year was this? 2015. 15. So more people saw
Inside Out.
Inside Out, yeah. Which I also love. Inside Out's like my second favorite Pixar movie. Love that movie. But Anomalisa, there was talk of this movie being nominated for Best Picture. It is a stop-motion animated film featuring the voice talents of two performers throughout the entire film. The film is carried by David Thewlis. It is a character who has a very, very mundane life, and every single voice around him is also. Oh, excuse me. There are three. One voice. It's three. It's just the same voice. He hears the same voice from everybody: the gas station attendant, his coworkers, his boss, his family, everybody, until he meets this one girl who has a different voice. And it truly explores humanity in a way that live action film could never. The themes in this movie are spectacularly told, and I know it probably won't get on because we probably haven't enough of us seen it, but Anomalisa is art, and I think it is the most artistic animated film that I've ever seen.
Okay, Anomalisa is up for top 7. I'm going to go first because this is tough because Anomalisa is a great movie. I'm slightly edging towards no because I think there is a better anime movie in 2015 you could have put on this. But your argument might have swayed me to give it a yes. I'm going to reserve my vote, so I'm actually going to go to Cody first because I believe that Cody is going to disagree with Robert.
Yeah, Robert, sorry. You said the big guns. You picked the one
that was the joke.
I haven't.
That was the joke.
Yeah, it wasn't funny. So I'm going to give it a no. I haven't seen it, so I can't.
All right, gonna go to Zach next.
I feel like we need to have a animated movie that's not for adults, but something that, as I said, is trying to use the medium as something different. And Anomalisa, I need to see it again to really help it get my soul, but I really loved it the first time. I also I went to the New York Museum of Film and Television a couple years ago, and they had a special exhibit for Anomalisa, and you could see the I'm going to call it sets, but the models for it. And it kind of just gave me a whole new appreciation again for stop motion, which I already deeply love stop motion. And so I'm a yes.
Okay. I suspect Caleb hasn't seen it.
I have not seen it.
I don't blame you. Most people haven't. Yeah.
All right,
I want to because I like Charlie Kaufman. But also to quote Shirley from Community, come on, Charlie Kaufman. Some of us have work in the morning. I mean, come on. A lot of his movies get a little complicated. That's a Community.
No, that is accurate. That is very accurate. So going to me next. This is a tough choice. But you know what? I think Robert, you swayed me. So I'll give it a yes. I will put Anomalisa in top 7. I don't know if I'll go top 5, but it gets top 7 for me.
That was a Zach pick where I needed to bring it up and talk about it because more people need to see it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so that's it. So we had 2 more spots, and we're going to Caleb next.
Okay. I am going with, I believe what you, Chance, were referring to as the better 2015 animated movie. I am going with Pixar's Inside Out.
Good Dinosaur. Oh.
So that's what I was really talking about.
Yeah, Inside Out. This is a premise that we've seen before in sitcoms and other things, and Osmosis Jones and different things like that. But this specific version of it is perfect. It handles the emotional complexity of the subject matter so well. It's funny. It's intriguing. Everything works about this movie, the emotional subjects, the comedy. You can view this movie in different levels of intelligence and get different things out of it. I love this movie. Yeah, Inside Out's my pick.
All right, so Inside Out is up for top 7. Gonna go to Robert, if you're still there.
Sorry, I'm here. I was plugging my laptop in. I was running out of battery. So yeah, Inside Out is, I believe, my second or third favorite Pixar movie. It's a hard yes for me. I was gonna bring this up if I didn't bring up Anomalisa. I just wanted to bring up Anomalisa because I was afraid it wouldn't get talked about. You're absolutely right that the themes There are so many takeaways from this movie. You can analyze it as a emotional time. I once argued that this is the most emotional movie of all time because it's about emotions. But you can take so much away from that, and you can also just watch it as a really, really fun, entertaining animated movie, as a really fun movie. So yeah, definitely yes for me.
All right, so that's one yes. I'm gonna go to Zach next.
I was trying to look up my Letterboxd review before Robert tries to pull the shit out on me, catch me in some hypocrisy. This is some of the best, emotional depth within the Pixar movie, but the journey they go on just gets a little chaotic to where I become a little, less attached. It's a great movie. It's not in my top tier Pixar, and definitely not my top tier for this category. Because once I said, a lot of what I'm saying are truly some of my favorite movies. So it's not an easy thing. But Inside Out has its flaws, and so I would say no. I don't love the character designs either.
Wow. That's a petty reason not like the movie, man. That's petty.
It's a big thing of it.
All right, let's find this Letterboxd review.
I've already found
It
it.
worked emotionally better than any animated movie in the past few years. Thank you, Pixar, for continuing your dig into my heart and soul. Zach Ford, everybody.
That's it.
Yes.
Well, that's not the entire thing.
Well, that's not the entire thing.
Once again, it's a 4-star review. I'm being very optimistic here.
All right. Going to me next. This is actually a really tough one because I do love Inside Out, and this is actually hard because there are a lot of and there are a few picture movies that I put above Inside Out, and there are a few more anime movies I might put on instead. You know what? Screw it. Inside Out gets on. I'm saying yes. Inside Out makes top 7. That's it.
Okay, I just want to
Cody,
say, because that was read out of context, everything on there I pretty much said. Because I also go on to say the action stuff is completely unnecessary.
The action sequence. Okay, fair enough. Regardless, Cody, what would you say about Inside Out?
This movie showed me a lot in 2015. It kind of showed me that a guy like Lewis Black has been controlling my emotions for the longest time because I get pissed off and angry real quick. So I appreciate that. And
that is true.
So yeah, absolutely. This movie is amazing. I had to rewatch it recently for another trivia match, and it got better for me. The second time I watched it, I thought it lost rewatchability, but once it went 6 months down the road, I rewatched it. It was right back for me. It's just I watched it too soon after the first one because those emotional beats that you have to go through. It just shows a point in life that everybody struggles with, and Pixar does a really good job with that.
All right, so Cody, we go to you. There's one more spot in the top 7. What's your next nomination?
Okay.
I missed something.
Gosh. I'm going to go with one. I don't think it will make it, but I absolutely love this movie. I think it's probably my top 1, 2 of Pixar, and I'm going with Monsters, Inc., the first one. Billy Crystal and John Goodman. This movie is so back when Pixar started or whatever, the world building and everything they created with this, it's so awesome. And the buddy cop relationship between Mike and Sully are so good, and the unique approach of the humans versus the monsters and stuff, it still holds up so well. I'm one of those. I love Monsters University, I like it, but I think Monsters Inc. is a perfect movie, and that's my next nomination.
All right, so Monsters Inc. is up for top 7. I'm going to go to Caleb first, who, let the record show, his Google image icon is Mike Wazowski. So,
what are you talking about, Chance?
Nothing at all.
But I'm going to stop myself from saying I love this movie, even though I do, because I kept saying that every time. But yeah, Mike Wazowski and James P. Sullivan are some of the best Pixar characters ever. Their back and forth is perfect. Billy Crystal, one of the best voice performances in an animated movie, in my opinion. At least funny, if we're talking comedy-wise. One of the funniest animated voice performances in an animated movie. The design of the world and the characters are all great, and I really, really enjoy this movie. I'm really deciding between I'm between two here because there's another one that I really, really want to make it on. But you know what? There are probably some others that I'm stopping from making it on that I don't want on there. So I'm gonna give a yes to Monsters Inc.
All right, so that's one yes for Monsters Inc. What a shock. Gonna go to Robert next.
Cody, do you still hate me now? Yay!
All right. This is not in my top 5 Pixar movies, but I am gonna say yes because I think it deserves a spot on this list. My personal favorite Pixar movie is not on this list, but I think with the inclusion of Monsters Inc., this is still a really, really solid top 7. So I'm gonna send it through and say yes.
Wow. In an unprecedented move, Monsters Inc. makes the top 7 to round out the list. I was surprised that actually made it on. But regardless, we have our top 7. Zach, you and I did not get votes. I would have been a no. What would you have said, Zach?
It's far at the bottom of my short list, but it's on my short list, and the rest of that had no chance at all, and I was just gonna be wasting our time forever. So I probably would have said yes.
Wow, I'm surprised. Okay, well, we have our top 7. Before we get into the rest of the show, we have our honorable mentions period. So we're all just gonna throw out an honorable mentions. We had some notable ones that I had. The one I was talking about, I really wanted to throw up Toy Story 3. If I did, who would have said yes on this panel?
I would have fought you so. Chance, we would have literally fought.
That would have been the entire show. We
literally would have fought for the next half hour.
We would have. Would anybody have said yes to Toy Story 3, out of curiosity?
No. I like that movie, but no.
Cody?
I would have said no.
And Zach? So it actually doesn't matter what Zach would have said.
I would have said yes.
Thank you, Zach.
After rewatch, I agree.
I never would have brought it up, but I would have said yes.
Yeah, I had a feeling that wouldn't have gone through.
It's an emotional cash grab, which I love, but it's still, I think 2 is way better. Way better.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, well, regardless, didn't get brought up. Some other noble ones that I would have brought up, I know probably wouldn't have gone through. I want to get a Disney one, and my next nomination would have been Moana, because Chalamet and Coho, I love that movie. One of my favorites of that year. Some other noble ones, Shaun the Sheep, I love a lot. One of my favorite Aardman movies. It's my favorite one to come out of post-2000. And 2 noble ones that I love to death, but I don't think stood a chance in hell of getting on. The Peanuts movie from 2015. Love that film. Yes. And Winnie the Pooh from 2011. I think that's a great movie. So, yeah, thank you, Zach. Thank you, Zach and Robert. Had my back on each of those random picks. Yeah. So I'll go to Zach to read out the rest of his weird ass list.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through the whole shit because animation truly is my favorite genre. It's not a genre; it's a medium. But I really adore it. So there's a lot. I'm saying I just want to encourage other people to open their minds to not just doing necessarily the traditional children's films, but stepping outside their comfort zone. But Winnie the Pooh and Peanuts are what I think legit funny movies for your little kids and great little kid movies.
So if I threw up Peanuts, you would have said yes?
I would have said yes to Peanuts and Winnie the Pooh.
God damn it.
You know I love Pooh as much as you.
That's true.
But,
that is true.
My mom made Winnie the Pooh speech story at my wedding, and she said Pooh like 30 times, and it was really funny. Okay. Otherwise, on the list, other great animators, Sylvain Chomet out of France, he made Triplets of Belleville, which is great, but one of my favorites is The Illusionist, about a aging magician.
You mean Brian Michael's favorite movie, Triplets of Belleville?
Yeah, Triplets of Belleville. And the Illusionist, not the one with Ed Norton, because it came out around the same time, but it's a dialogue-less French film. They speak, but it's gibberish.
Yeah, it's gibberish.
It's really into the aging of kind of entertainers and their passion kind of dying out, but still wanting to maintain it, and that thematically always works for me, and it's a beautiful and melancholy movie. Frankenweenie is endlessly entertaining to me. It's a great throwback to classic monster movies and the best Tim Burton movie in the past 10 years for sure. Box Trolls I love. Isle of Dogs, of course, Wes Anderson is in my top 10 of the year. Princess Kaguya, The Tale of Princess Kaguya is, if you want a Ghibli movie that's not Miyazaki, it's some of the best most beautiful hand-drawn animation there is. Tom Moore, I believe, is the Irish animator who also does his studio's pulling out great stuff with Secret of Kells and Song of the Sea. It's kind of Miyazaki inspired, but putting an Irish folktale spin on it. Those are great. Ernest and Celestine's a lovely movie for little kids. And all of Laika movies I adore. So there's my list.
Also,
Zootopia, I would have said yes, because I do truly adore Zootopia, and I'm amazed no one did that.
I also misspoke. I would debate between Moana and Zootopia. I also misspoke. I would say the Brian Fernandez favorites, Triplets of Belleville. Regardless, Robert, any honorable mention from you?
All right, yeah, a lot of them actually, so I'm not going to take time to stop on each one. I'm just going to run them down. Some of these I actually thought could have made it. Some of these are just ones I really love that I just want to say their name. How to Train Your Dragon 2, Treasure Planet, Atlantis the Lost Empire, Meet the Robinsons, Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron, Frozen, Big Hero 6, Kubo and the Two Strings, Wreck-It Ralph, Howl's Moving Castle, Lilo and Stitch, Incredibles, Rise of the Guardians, the Peanuts movie, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, I'm not really regretting not throwing out the Peanuts movie because I would have loved to have had it on. Damn it! All right, Cody, honorable mentions for you?
I'm just a grumpy old man that hates everything most people just said. Peanuts movie, get out of here. Spider-Verse.
You called me Clint Eastwood, asshole.
Oh, I'm just saying, you were just like, nah, this movie, there's too childish, they're farting, get out of my house. Spider-Verse, I really wish I would have brought up because this movie it's amazing. I can't wait till it comes out. I'm going to watch it more. And Lilo and Stitch would have been the other one I would have picked because I think by far, besides Emperor's New Groove, it has arguably one of the funniest scripts.
Zach's ready to go to town on Emperor's New Groove.
I hate that movie.
Really? That's one of Paul's favorite movies, like of all time.
That's why I didn't bring it up.
All right, and
with a hammer.
Is that it, Cody?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we're good.
And Caleb, I'll mention from you.
Yeah, Frankenweenie, I really like. One of my favorite Tim Burton movies. Lilo and Stitch and The Emperor's New Groove. I love
Lilo and Stitch. That would have been. Damn it.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch. That's one I love a lot. I think Lilo is the best written Disney human character of all time. Human Disney character of all time, in my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, bold. And then others. The Incredibles, the Lego Movie, Isle of Dogs. Wreck-It Ralph 2. Actually, I really enjoyed that one even more than the first one. And then and How to Train Your Dragon 2. All those are honorable.
I'll also throw it out because nobody did. What was that?
Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah. Because nobody did. I'll also throw out Lego Batman movie because I like the movie quite a bit.
Ugh.
Regardless, we have our top 7. So let me write it down for you. Our top 7 is Spirited Away, Finding Nemo, How to Train Your Dragon, Shrek 2, Anomalisa, Inside Out, and Monsters Inc. So we come to what could be another difficult round. We got the antithesis of round 1. We're each going to throw out movies to be off the top 7. We want a top 5. Same thing. Someone's going to nominate a movie be knocked off. 3/5 majority vote gets it off the top 7. So I'm gonna let Caleb get the first cut.
All right, first one that I want to cut.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. This is tough because I know for 2 of these, I've got a yes vote for both of them, but I don't know, like a yes to cut them off, but I'm not sure how the rest. So I'm
what? I'm gonna go a different direction. I believe Zach didn't get a movie on the top 7, so I'm gonna let him get the first cut.
Okay, fine.
There was a few I voted for, but none of my top 7 is Spirited Away. So I'm going to. I'm gonna go with. It's gonna be one of the DreamWorks ones, guys. I'm gonna go with Shrek 2. And I do want you to kind of think also, it's your favorite of the sequel, but a lot of your love for it is based on it already having a predecessor, which is inherent in being a sequel, but it makes it a little more biased in the way you're seeing the movie. You're having a previous, like, you already sometimes liked the movie before you even saw it, and I think your love comes from the world rather than maybe the movie being great itself. So Shrek 2 is my choice.
I'd argue that for Wes Anderson for you, but I think you don't like Darjeeling Unlimited, if I'm not mistaken. So.
No, I love Darjeeling Unlimited.
Oh, you do?
I don't
So
like
my
Bamboo.
point stands. That's it. It was one of the two. Okay. So Shrek 2 is being nominated, being knocked off the list. Who put this on? I forgot.
Me.
Cody.
Okay, Cody. The stairs to go.
Wow. Let me look. Oh. The hell no. No.
No, it says.
There are two that I can cut before that. No.
All right, so that's one vote for it to stay on the list. Gonna go to me next.
The two good movies.
The thing is, I like all these movies. I just think Shrek is the worst out of all of these.
Well, I don't
So,
like
on that basis, I'm gonna say give Shrek 2 the X. Gonna go to Caleb next.
Yeah, I also think that out of all of these, that Shrek 2 is one of the ones I was choosing between for asking to be eliminated. So yeah, I'm happy that Zach said it, because even though I do think that movie's really funny, it would not make top 5 for me. So yeah, Shrek 2, it's really funny, but I can't give it a pass.
All right, so that's it. Shrek 2 is off the top 7. Robert, what would you have said?
I would have agreed.
Oh, wow! So Cody, you're standing alone. So I'll give you payback. You get to get the next cut.
Well, this isn't personal against. Well, I want to say Spirited Away because Michael Campbell said I was a racist in the chat because I didn't vote for it originally. So I just want to go with that. But I'm gonna go with the one I didn't see because I think that's justified, and that's the Anomalisa or whatever. Anomalisa. I haven't seen it, so I can't say it goes to the thing. It would literally be voted at the bottom spot every time I voted. So I have to go with that one.
I believe Caleb hadn't seen it also. Caleb, you haven't seen Anomalisa?
Yeah, I have not.
All right. Robert, you put this on. So does it stay or does it go?
I think it should stay and be number 5.
Okay. Gonna go to Zach. Keep it. I'm gonna go to Zach next. Zach,
once again, I think it's just important for us to remember that animation is broader than Disney and DreamWorks, which is going to dominate the list if we take that or Spirited Away off. So for uniqueness and special, I think it needs to stay.
Huh. I was ready to get my vote until you said that. Now I'm reconsidering.
Just imagine what else people can. The one that you think may stay could go if you're a fan of it.
Yeah,
we have 3 people.
Don't risk Spirited Away.
It's becoming.
Spirited Away is gonna go.
Anomalisa is the most unique movie we have on this list.
It's literally. There are better movies since people haven't seen it. I'm just saying you're gonna say that, and then one of those movies that you think's an easy cut, the other one will go because somebody.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
You're arguing for a movie you haven't seen, so your voice doesn't even count. I mean, you're gonna hate it, but
you're the one that smirked at Robert because of Tangled, and you have never watched it. So drink your craft beer.
Hey,
shut it.
Decorum. Okay.
There's a cat from one barrel. Just
because people haven't seen it, I feel bad because I really thought this was gonna be an easier cut, but I love Anomaly, so people should see it. But we already got the best anime movie 2015, so sorry, Anomaly, so you're cut.
Good.
Anomalisa does not move on to top 5. So we have a top 5 after some pain. So our top 5 as it stands. Well, before we rank it, is Spirited Away, Finding Nemo, How to Train Your Dragon, Inside Out, and Monsters, Inc. So we have our top 5. Now we come to the ranking portion of the show. What we're going to do is a spot on the list is going to be up for voting, and we're all going to write down on our whiteboard, paper, whatever, what we think should go in that spot. So gentlemen, if you all write down what should go in the number 5 spot on the list. Oof, it's actually pretty tough. Oh, actually, no, it's not. All right. I think we're all ready. So I'm gonna go first. Cinderella Story, but I don't think it makes the cut. I have Monsters Inc. at 5. Gonna go to Zach next.
I have Inside Out. I didn't get Disgust in there, but I got the rest.
It's a big ass head.
That's a big ass head.
Come on.
All
I
right,
think
go
Riley
to
has a tumor.
Robert.
Spirited Away.
He's not a tumor. Spirit. Wow. Okay. Cody.
You're on for Howl's Moving Castle.
Spirited Away.
That's 2 votes. Spirited Away. Please say you said Inside Out or Monsters Inc. Caleb.
No, I said How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, my heart
Oh,
hurts
shit.
so bad.
Spirited is because of Proxy Spirited Away makes top. I guess number 5 spot.
Dang it.
Now we go to number 4 spot on the list, and I should not have erased my board.
Yeah, me too.
Well, now you can dress him with a normal size head, without the tumor. Okay, I give Zach a little more time so that we can finish.
No, I got lazy.
All right, so
I'd give it
I stuck with Monsters Inc. I imagine Zach stuck with Inside Out,
Yeah, the great Feist song Inside Out.
and I believe Caleb
Inside
stuck with How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes, and I drew Nico crying.
This is when Robert and Cody can do whatever the fuck they want as a team.
Yeah, Roberts, what do you got?
With correct punctuation, Monsters Inc.
Okay, and I don't know the job me, but whatever. And Cody.
Monsters Inc.
All right, so Monsters Inc. is the number 3 movie on the list.
4.
4.
4.
4. Why did I say 3?
Also, that wasn't
Because
a
we're
jab
voting
at
on
you.
number 3.
Also, that wasn't a jab at you, but it's funny.
Okay. So we go to number 3 spot on the list. Ooh. So let's see. Actually, yeah.
Where's the tough one?
Yeah, this word's getting tough.
As if it didn't get tough when Coco didn't make it.
All right. So once again, I believe Caleb has not changed.
Yep, How to Train Your Dragon.
That's what I
He
thought.
was no longer crying.
I believe Zach also has not changed.
Yeah, that's the rule of Full Metal. You
That
get
is true.
kicked out, you take your vote.
Yeah. All right. So Cody, what do you have?
I have Finding Nemo.
Robert, what do you have?
Finding Nemo with a fish.
And I also have How to Train Your Dragon. So we have a deadlock.
Shit.
Zach, what's the worst anime movie? Is it How to Train Your Dragon or is it Finding Nemo?
He
If you
doesn't
want to
have
answer via
DreamWorks.
picture, go right ahead.
He doesn't have a DreamWorks on his list, so it's pretty obvious.
And I said yes to one of these.
Yes.
So you get all the suspense. You get an answer. Zach, you gonna answer? So.
Oh, wait, my turn?
Well, you got to change your vote. So
What? I'm answering.
never mind. It's How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon is the number 3. I was waiting
Oh,
for
yeah,
like a drawing or something.
I was zoned out, sorry. Sure.
Yeah, no, I could tell. So now we go. Is it the number 1 spot
Oh.
on the list? So which Pixar movie is going to be number 1?
But listen, I just want to let everybody know that sometimes animation's not all about Pixar and DreamWorks. There's better ones out there. Look who's at the top.
We tried. We really tried.
You know, they're good to
Spirited
talk
Away.
about. They're not good. They're not good. They're good to talk about, but they're not better than Pixar. So.
Okay. So I think we're all ready. Gonna go to Caleb first.
Inside Out.
All right. Going to Cody.
This one just pisses off Zach, so I'm happy about it. Inside Out.
I'm gonna go to Zach.
I don't hate Inside Out, it's not as great. So this is Finding Nemo. I didn't write the name.
Where the fuck are you?
This
Where the
is
fuck are you?
exactly where are you? In the top saying, I'm right here, dumbass.
I also have Finding Nemo. So Robert, it comes down to you. Is it gonna be Finding Nemo or is it gonna be Inside Out?
Inside Out.
All right, we have our top 5. So our top 5 best anime movies of the 21st century. Number 5, Spirited Away. Number 4, Monsters Inc. Number 3, How to Train Your Dragon. Number 2, Finding Nemo, and the number 1 is Inside Out, but secretly it should be Toy Story 3. But regardless, that is our top 5. I want to thank my panel. This was not as painful as I thought it'd be, but pretty painful. So thank you for joining, and people watching, thanks for watching. And don't forget to submit your ballots for the Full Metal Movie Awards. And, the deadline is coming up. I believe I said next Friday. So there's that. I'm your host, Chance Ellison, and we'll see you next week for hopefully something less painful.